It is Thursday. It is February 13th. Tomorrow is Valentine's Day, in case anybody cares. In case there's any men watching who want to get anything for their girlfriends, wives, daughters, sisters, anybody. I think Valentine's Day is for everybody. But anyway, this is what we're going to start with. Very first thing I want to jump in with, and hopefully y'all can hear me. I have Bluetooth turned off. The car is turned off. We should have no audio issues. I'm sure we're still backwards because that's how YouTube likes to roll here on live streams lately. But this is what I want to start with. You guys ready? I'm sure you're ready. This is a post that Chuck Schumer put on X yesterday. And it's just ironic given what happened just an hour ago. So let me read you what Chuck Schumer posted last night. He said, Democrats are holding the floor of the United States Senate tonight to fight back against Trump's nomination of RFK Jr. We cannot elevate a conspiracy theorist to the top healthcare job in the country. Well, Chucky boy, turns out you wasted your time and the time of your, other Democrat morons, because just an hour ago, good old Bobby Kennedy was confirmed. He has been confirmed, and it was a yay 52, nay 48, in case you guys are curious. It's going to be, the reflection here is trash, and I apologize for it. But according to this, nomination of Robert F. Kennedy Jr. of California to be Secretary of Health and Human Services has been confirmed. We are in, baby. Make America healthy again. Maha, or whatever we call this. I'm ready for it. Here's what's interesting to me, though, and I just want to mention it to you. When good old Schumer posted up that we cannot elevate a conspiracy theorist to the top healthcare job in the country. I'm sorry, I can feel a piece of hair on my face somewhere. There it is. It was going to drive me bonkers. I responded to him because I like to, talk a bunch of shit on the internet to stupid Democrats on X. It's like a weird hobby of mine. And so I replied back to Chuck Schumer yesterday ahead of time, and I said, interestingly enough, you had no problem elevating an overweight, mentally deranged man who thought he was a woman to the position of the top healthcare job in the country. Why is that Chuck Schumer has problems with RFK Jr., but had no problems with what was that person's name? Rachel Levitt, I think is the name. Rachel Levin. Levitt is Caroline, so let's not mess that up. Rachel Levin, I believe, was the name of the man dressed as a woman that the Democrats and the Biden-Harris administration decided to make the head of the Health and Human Services. The mentally deranged man who thought that by putting on a skirt and a wig and lipstick made him a woman was the head of Health and Human Services. The irony is never lost on me. For some reason, irony is just way too difficult for Democrats to comprehend because everything they do is ironic as shit, in my opinion. They say they don't want this and they do this, and it's like, do y'all understand that you've just done the thing that you said you didn't want? But whatever. It's fine. The Democrats that voted no, all the Democrats voted no. You know who else voted no? The same one that voted no against Tulsi Gabbard. Yeah, Mitch McConnell voted no against RFK Jr. You know who else Mitch McConnell is going to vote no for? Kash Patel, who, side note, is coming up right now. But I saw this meme on X and I thought it was absolutely hilarious. It's this dude who looks like he's looting cereal, right? Like that's what this looks like. He's looting cereal. And it says, yep, RFK, they just confirmed him. Take whatever you can carry, brother, the Hulk Hogan thing. But either way, people now are going to be all worried that their really unhealthy, shitty food is about to be taken away from them. And they're upset about it. And I'm like, please take the things away so I can I don't have to exhibit as much willpower anymore because they won't be there. I don't have to worry about walking past a box of Twinkies and everything in my body trying to lunge at them and my brain going, stop it, just walk. You're not a crack addict. Quit acting like you are. Like our food is going to be so much better, so much healthier. I personally am excited for it. Now, I will say, just quickly on this, and then we will move on to a different topic. I will say that a lot of people are worried that RFK is going to be a positive person when it comes to these new cancer vaccines that they have been pushing, that they've been talking about and whatever else. I am not positive on that. I think he could go 50-50 with it, depending on how much research has actually been done on it. If that is something that RFK Jr. sits there and goes, listen, I have seen the ingredients in this thing. I have seen how long they've been working on this thing. This thing has been in production for decades upon decades upon decades. I might back it. That's RFK Jr. Maybe I would look at it differently. Right now, I don't trust any of it personally. That's me. I don't trust any of it. So people are worried about it on the right. The Republicans are kind of worried that he's going to talk out of one side of his mouth and do something out the other. I don't know how that phrase goes, but y'all know what I'm talking about. Where over here he's saying one thing, over here he's doing something else. That's what they worry about. If you look at RFK Jr. and you look at Bernie Sanders, I am almost certain they are the same age or so incredibly close to it. But if you look at them, Bernie Sanders looks like he needs help standing, and RFK Jr. looks like he could kick your ass. Like, I'm going to follow RFK Jr.'s lead on certain things before I'm going to follow Bernie Sanders' lead, or Mitch McConnell, who has a tendency to just freeze up at the podium, fall down while walking, needs to be in a wheelchair, constantly getting bruised, things like that. Maybe that's just me, but I trust certain people over others based off of how they live their lives, and you can like visually see that they are what they talk about. Like, walk it like you talk it it's a song, but walk the walk, talk the talk, that kind of thing. RFK Jr. is that person. Yes, he'll eat a McDonald's cheeseburger every once in a while, or a Big Mac, or whatever it is, but I think that there's always a what's the word? In moderation. I believe it is in moderation. So in case you can't tell, I stole my daughter's That's What She Said mug, because The Office is one of my absolute favorite shows ever in the history of TV shows. There's a lot of them. Roseanne, not The Connors. The Connors sucks to me. Roseanne was great. I love Roseanne. I used to love Home Improvement. I used to love Cheers. I loved Golden Girls, obviously. Top out of all of them would definitely be Golden Girls. 227, all kinds of different TV shows. But The Office... yeah. Oh, Married to Children all day long. Anyway, none of that is the point. So after RFK Jr. got his confirmation, this has come out. This was less than 30 minutes ago. Just in, the Senate Judiciary Committee favorably reported Kash Patel to be FBI director. The full Senate will soon vote on his nomination. They're saying that it moved through whatever the crap it needed to move through, and now it's up for his vote. So in theory, Kash Patel should also be confirmed in today, I believe is what they're saying. So then you would get Tulsi Gabbard, RFK Jr. and Kash Patel all this week, making the second week of February the best so far, right? In February. January, we obviously had a lot of lows, but obviously some highs. We got Pam Bondi, we got Pete Hegseth, we got Caroline Levitt, even though she didn't have to be confirmed in, so I don't really know if that counts. Lots of other people. Kash is next week. Okay, I wasn't sure. I could feel something in my mouth and it was driving me crazy. Or like got stuck between my teeth. But I got it. I don't have a tissue. Yes, I do. Hold on. Wait a second. Because, you know, crap. There we go. All right, so maybe Kash is next week. Either way, it's going to be great. The people were talking about how they were watching all of the stuff this morning. I still don't know what the names of these things are called. I'm learning, but every once in a while I forget. But the Senate committee hearing, I guess is what it's called. They were watching it, and you could tell that the Democrats are not really happy about Kash Patel. And you have to know why. It's because they are worried that they're either going to end up in cell block whatever with their cronies, or they're worried about their cronies ending up in a cell block, because there's going to be a lot of names that come out. That's why they're also screaming so hard about Elon Musk and how Doge is going after not just USAID, but all kinds of stuff. The Department of Education, we talked about it yesterday, how they're pissed off that Donald Trump wants to take the Department of Education and give it back to the states. Well, I personally would much rather have it in the states, because in the states get to decide the budget. The states will have more control over what is going on, which means better chance for the students to actually get a better education than when it's under the federal. None of that's important today, but that's just something I wanted to remind everybody of, because it is a very big talking point right now. Another big talking point. So my husband sends me this picture this morning. He just sends me a picture, and he does this all the time. He'll send me something and say nothing, because he wants to see where my brain goes with it. So I'm just going to show you. I did notes today, by the way. Be proud of me. Look how many notes I did. I did notes today. But this is the picture that my husband sent me, okay? It's just 4 headlines. He sends it to me. I'm making breakfast, whatever, making breakfast this morning. He sends this to me, and I'm looking at it while I'm scrambling up eggs. And the top one here says, from the New York Times, State Department plans $400 million purchase of armored Tesla Cybertrucks. That was 11 hours ago when he sent me this. The next one, 10 hours ago from Time Magazine, Tesla removed from $400 million federal contract amid Musk scrutiny. All right. NPR, 12 hours ago, Trump administration set to purchase $400 million worth of armored Teslas. Okay. New York Times, 2 hours ago, State Department revises plan to buy armored Teslas. And I was like, these are very contradictory titles here. If you look at the ones from the longest ago, they're saying that Trump administration is going to buy $400 million worth of armored Teslas. Then if you look from just a couple hours ago, they're like, no, that's been removed. This is where it gets tricky, because if you're only looking at one and not the other, you aren't going to know if they are getting $400 million or they're not. It's very confusing, right? So I look at it, and there's a video. I just want you guys to know there is a video of the armored Cybertruck kind of pretty much getting shot up, because that's what people do. They want to show you how well these things work. Now, when the Cybertruck first came out, I think it was in maybe it's 2019. I don't remember what year it was when the Cybertruck came out, and Elon Musk did this whole debut thing for it. And he was like, look, it's bulletproof glass, or it's shatterproof glass. And then they shattered the glass during the expedition, or the what's it called? What the word? It starts with the EX, no, not expedition, not exploration, not exhibition. There we go. During the exhibition of it, my brain, I don't know why it does the things it does, but during the exhibition of the Cybertruck, and he's like, oh, shatterproof glass, and they throw something at the glass and it shattered, and Elon's like, well, we're still working out the kinks or whatever, right? That happened. So now there's all this talk about the new Cybertruck being an armored one. I'm like, all right, well, so there's this video. The reason I mentioned that, there's this video out of some chick shooting up the new Cybertruck, the armored version of it. I can't show it to you in a live stream, because technically it would be like showing guns on a live stream, and it's a YouTube violation. They would immediately take this whole thing down. So I can't show it during a live stream. However, my husband has figured out ways to upload things on his channel and kind of skirt past the system some. So if you want to see the video, you can check out his video he did. I'll put it at the end of this live stream, or you can go to my X account. I will be posting it up over there, like the video of the chick shooting up the armored truck, since I can't show it in a live stream. But it's definitely worth watching, because it's very interesting how things hold up. But what was crazy to me, I want to read you this. This is from Daily Mail, okay? Daily Mail, it's out of the UK, so I'm not quite sure why they're constantly running stories about the US, but you do you, boo. But they clearly are lefties. Clearly lefties, because of the way they phrase things. And like I told you guys before, wording matters, right? The way things are phrased, the way things are worded, all of it really matters. So they have an article out. It says, Elon Musk lands $400 million government deal for armored Teslas despite major federal budget cuts by Doge. They use the word despite in order to immediately put it in your brain that Elon is doing these things again for Doge for his own personal financial benefit. Broski is worth like $400 billion. I don't really think he cares about $400 million. He would literally wipe his ass with that. That is nothing to him. That is toilet paper money. That's fuck you money. That's whatever kind of money. That doesn't really matter, right? But it says here, Elon Musk's Tesla appears set to get $400 million contract from the U.S. State Department, even as Donald Trump's first buddy looks for budget cuts with the Department of Government Efficiency. Like, why do you got to be snotty with the way you write these articles? It's very off-putting and makes me want to not read them. But because we are going to look at both sides of a story and get everybody's point of view, I'm going to bring you the article that makes the most sense with the information. So here we go. It says this follows up a $38.5 million deal with Musk's SpaceX on Monday, which outraged liberals. Because, everything outrages liberals. Marco Rubio's Department of State appears to have altered its fourth quarter procurement forecast to include the $400 million buy for armored Tesla. Here's the thing. The vehicle doesn't exist yet. It doesn't exist. There's like what's it called? The prototype. I think that's right. The prototype of it that the chick is shooting up with the gun that I'm going to put up later so you guys can see. There's that, but it's not really a full set. It's not like they have it yet. But what's crazy, the modification to the budget was made on December 13th, but yet people are trying to say that the only reason that the Trump administration is going with Elon, or the Elon is making them go with him, is because they're buddies. This was done when Biden was president. In case anybody out there wants to, you know, pick hairs or whatever, split hairs. Hello, pick hairs? That's weird. Split hairs. It was done under the Biden administration. Biden was president up until noon on January 20th. So anything that happened before noon on January 20th that the libtards want to lose their ever-loving minds over, they should really step back for a second and think about how incredibly stupid they look when it was done in December, when their president was still at the helm, you know, aiming us straight towards an iceberg. But either way, it says here, the Doge chairman is used to dealing with the government, as SpaceX and Tesla have gotten a combined $18 billion in federal contracts since 2015, dating back to Barack Obama's presidency. So once again, just want to point it out that although, what is this? Daily Mail called Elon Musk Donald Trump's first buddy, he had contracts under Barack Obama, who was a Democrat. Then he had contracts under Donald Trump, who was a Republican. Then he had contracts under Joe Biden, who was a Democrat. Now he has contracts under, technically, kind of, sort of, under Trump, who's Republican, but some of those contracts are still brought to you by the former Democrat. So it's not like Elon Musk is doing anything for Donald Trump or because of Donald Trump, or he's getting these special whatevers because of Donald Trump. It's because Elon Musk is a fucking genius. The things that he does are extremely smart. You guys have seen, he catches a rocket with like chopsticks. That's what it looks like. His little chopsticky thing, or whatever it's called. I don't know what to call that, where the SpaceX thing lands, but it looks like chopsticks. They come out and grab it and bring it back in. The man is a genius at the end of the day, and Democrats and Republicans alike realize how smart he is. Now, here was my thought process on this, on armored Tesla Cybertrucks. Here's why I think this is a great idea and a bad idea. We're just going to go ahead and give you the good and bad and the ugly of it. So, what's interesting to me is I'm thinking about it. I don't know if you guys know this. I told you guys a while ago, but if you're new here, you're not going to know. My husband and I and our daughter, and then our friend Tiano, we went to Tallahassee one day for shits and giggles on a Saturday. We were like, hey, let's go to Tallahassee. It's like 2 hours from where we are, because there's a Tesla dealership there. Let's go look at Teslas and see what the big deal is, right? We see the charging stations. We see everybody and their mama driving these jokers. Let's go see what the big deal is. So we went to Tallahassee. Number one, the customer service was phenomenal, top notch. The nicest people we've ever dealt with at a dealership, besides when I got this Expedition at, I think it's called Gary Smith Ford in Fort Walton. If you guys are in the mood or in looking for like a Ford or whatever else, or a used car, go say hi to Trey. He sold me my car. He's great. I love him. Where was I? So we go to Tesla, and we're like, we'd like to test drive. I'm like, cool. Here, you take the Model 3, which is what we took. Me, my husband, and my daughter, we took the Model 3 because she will be 16 soon, and she has it in her head that she wants a Tesla. So we're like, well, let's see why kids your age are just so gung-ho over this whole electric, you know, car bullshit, because I can't stand it personally. And then our friend Tiana was like, well, shit, if you're going to do it, I'm going to drive something. I'll drive the Cybertruck. So it does the Cybertruck. And that Cybertruck is fast as shit. Oh my gosh. So is the Tesla Model 3. Now, I rode in a Porsche Taycan one day just because the salesperson was like, hey, you want to go for a ride in this? And I was like, sure, why not? I've never been in an electric vehicle before. I want to see what it's like. And when I rode in it, he took me to this little stretch of road that there was no other cars on. I'm in the passenger seat, and he said, okay, here's what you do. You have to buckle down. Like, you have to literally tuck your chin into your chest and kind of like hunch over. And I was like, that sounds real stupid. I'm not riding in a car like that for hours at a time. He goes, no, I'm going to launch it. And you need to do that, or else you might get sick. And my brain is going, why would anybody build a vehicle that makes you feel like that? Like, why would you want to get sick by taking off in your car? I don't want to be in a rocket. I don't like roller coasters. I don't like dropping. I don't like that feeling of your stomach trying to come out the top of your head, right? So I'm like, fine, I'll do it, thinking it's not going to be that big a deal, and this person's overhyping it and whatever else. Y'all, it's something I will remember until the day I die. I can be 112 years old because according to the Biden administration, there's 6.5 million 112-year-old people alive here in the United States getting Social Security. So at 112 years old, when I'm getting Social Security, I'm going to remember what it felt like when I went on that little short trip in the Porsche Taycan, and it felt like everything in my body from my toes tried to go out through my head, but also out my butt at the same time. It was the weirdest feeling thing in the entire world. I never want to do it again. I never want to own one, nothing, because it's terrifying. I'm like, that's how you die, in a Taycan. I don't want it. So then we get in this Model 3, and it is also very quick. But what's crazy is when watching our friend Tiano in the Cybertruck, you realize how fast that big hunk of metal that looks like a dumpster or garbage can really is. Extremely fast, and you can't hear it. Y'all. So when they're talking about having the Cybertrucks turned into armored Cybertrucks for whatever purposes it is, it won't be to send to Ukraine because Zelensky can suck a dick. It's not happening. No more for Zelensky. It should be used here on our soil, or if we have to go into war anywhere, or just to drive Trump around or Elon around or whatever else. I don't know exactly what they want to do with these armored Cybertrucks, but either way, you think to yourself, it's quiet. You're not going to hear it coming. It's going to like sneak up on you instead of these other vehicles that are, I want to say gas guzzlers, but I prefer gas guzzler over electric any day, no matter what, or diesel that are loud. But there, like I said, there's pros and there's cons. The pro is how quiet it is and how fast it is. It can get you from point A to point B much faster than whatever else they have out there, right? But at the same time, if your charge dies, what are you going to do? You're an electric vehicle. You're just going to carry around some form of way to charge your vehicle in the middle of fleeing something or being in a situation where you need an armored vehicle? Probably not so much. At least with normal armored vehicles, you can have an extra little thing of gas or diesel in the back if you need to, so you can refill your tank and keep it trucking. No pun intended. But this way, I'm like, I can see the pros and the cons of it. What's interesting, though, is Rachel Maddow did this whole thing about it on MSNBC. And this is what was posted. It says, tonight, Rachel Maddow led her show with a hit piece against the Cybertruck and Elon, suggesting the proposed $400 million for armored Teslas was an example of self-dealing, which is what I told you they were going to say. Yet she conveniently left out that the procurement list was revised in December 2024 when Biden was president. Also, what I said. The Tesla line item was last modified on December 13th, 2024. Still, when Biden was president. Unfortunately, because Rachel entirely left out this important context, many of her 1.7 million nightly viewers will believe her misleading narrative. SpaceX wins their government contracts because they offer the lowest price and execute. It's not a bad thing to serve the U.S. government with great capability and products at a low price relative to the competition. The rest of this thing doesn't matter. The fact of the matter is, just like we talked about yesterday, with the people that I happen to have on Facebook as acquaintances who just refuse to understand that Donald Trump is a smart man and all they do is parrot the leftist libtard bullshit. They're the ones, unfortunately, the 1.7 million, which I'm surprised they have that many viewers, that watch Rachel Maddow and are now saying that Donald Trump is giving his buddy these contracts without knowing that it really happened under Biden, because of course mainstream media is not going to tell you that very pertinent piece of information, because then it doesn't help them push that TDS, that Trump derangement syndrome that they've been working so hard on really cultivating over the last few months or years or whatever else. It's absolutely ridiculous to me how mainstream media is trash. Just absolute trash at the end of the day. I try to watch because it's beneficial to be able to have conversations with y'all if I understand what's going on the left, the right, down the middle, up, down, wherever else. But it's very difficult because it really does make you want to bang your head on a wall after listening to the same lies over and over and over. When AOC, the bartender who somehow made it to her position, I'm guessing it's because she's got big bazingas, right? Big boobs. I'm assuming men are the ones who voted her in because she has no brain. She's dumb as dirt. Yet she makes videos calling Elon Musk stupid. Ma'am, ma'am, I will never look at somebody worth $400 billion or whatever he's worth and call him stupid. Clearly, he is much smarter than me, because guess what I'm worth? Not $400 billion. If I was smart as Elon Musk, I would be worth as much as Elon Musk. I would find a way. But AOC bless her heart, is retarded in the nicest way possible. She thinks that she ate, which is what people say, she ate or she cooked. That's the whole like kid lingo, right? With calling out Trump, Musk, and calling him dumb and whatever else. And it's like, are you just mad that he doesn't find you attractive? Are you upset that the only people who do find you attractive are other libtards? Like, ugh, I wouldn't want to be pursued by a libtard either. Like, it doesn't sound fun. But anyway, y'all, absolutely crazy to me that is where we are. So there's much more we could do news-wise. I'm going to do another one of these later. I had a lot planned for this morning, but I had my daughter's friend. My daughter and her friend were on FaceTime last night, and the friend's mother asked if I would want to go with her to volunteer today. So there's this place in our county that does kind of like pack the bus kind of stuff, but it's like filling up backpacks and things with like food and supplies for underserved youth in the communities, and they need volunteers. So she was like, hey, do you want to go volunteer today? And I was like, yeah, I'll go help. So we get to go. We're going to be packing up food boxes, packing up backpacks, and I don't really know what else. This will be the first time I've volunteered there, so I'm excited. I'm going to go do that with her. And then she was like, and then afterwards, let's go grab a cocktail, like happy hour or whatever. And I was like, yes, girl, get some girl time in, and then back here to do more and see you guys again, cook dinner for the family, whatever else. Our movers called this morning. I'm giving you guys a bunch of just personal stuff here, but our movers called this morning to double check everything because they're coming by next week to move all of our stuff for us, because after we moved from Georgia to Florida, we said, never again am I going to carry a 400-pound safe down 2 flights of stairs and into the back of a U-Haul. No, we will pay somebody to do it. So that is what we're doing. We are making all kinds of concessions in numerous places in order to not have to break our backs to move to the new house. So I'm very excited about that. It's going to be, I don't know that anything could put a damper on my mood at this point, because I am so excited for next week. So looking forward to the forever home and everything else. I am excited as all get out about RFK Jr. being confirmed. Kash Patel is like right there on the verge of confirmation. And then the Epstein files will be released and the Democrat Party will shit itself and everything will be glorious. And I'm super excited about it. So y'all, I love you immensely. I will see you guys again later. And I'll tell you about the volunteer stuff if you guys are interested. Just remind me. But until then, have a fabulous Thursday midday. And then I'll see you guys again later. Okay? Love y'all.